My dear friends, let me ask you something. How many of you made resolutions at the beginning of this year? Beautiful, ambitious resolutions. This year I'm going to lose weight. This year I'm going to start that business. This year I'm going to improve my relationships. This year I'm going to become financially free. Wonderful. Now, let me ask you another question. How many of those resolutions are still alive today? How many of them survived beyond January, beyond February? Be honest with yourself. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you understand something profound. You see, here we are in 2026, a new year, a fresh start, a blank page, and once again, millions of people around the world are making the same resolutions they made last year. And the year before that, and the year before that. They're attending seminars, reading books, watching motivational videos, pumping themselves up with enthusiasm. And yes, for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, they feel amazing. They feel unstoppable. They feel like this time is different. But then something happens, life happens, reality sets in, the motivation fades, the enthusiasm dies down, and slowly, quietly, they slip back into the same old patterns, the same old habits, the same old life. And here's what breaks my heart. It's not that these people lack desire, they desperately want to change. It's not that they lack resources. We live in an age where information is everywhere, available at our fingertips. It's not even that they lack capability. They're intelligent, talented, capable individuals. So what's missing? What's the secret ingredient that separates those who actually transform their lives from those who just dream about transformation? What's the difference between those who make 2026 their breakthrough year and those who make it just another year of broken promises to themselves? I'll tell you what the secret is, my friends. But before I do, let me tell you what it's not. The secret is not motivation. Motivation is wonderful, it gets you started, but motivation is like a matchstick. It burns bright for a moment, and then it's gone. The secret is not willpower. Willpower is important, but willpower is a limited resource. It depletes throughout the day. By evening, your willpower is exhausted. The secret is not having more time. We all have the same 24 hours. The richest person and the poorest person, the busiest CEO and the unemployed graduate, we all get the same amount of time each day. The secret is not having perfect circumstances. If you wait for perfect circumstances to change your life, you'll be waiting forever, because life is messy, life is unpredictable, life is full of obstacles, challenges, and unexpected events. No, my friends, the real secret to changing your life in 2026 is something much deeper, much more powerful, much more sustainable. And today I'm going to share that secret with you, but I must warn you. This secret is simple, but it's not easy. It's profound, but it requires commitment. It's accessible to everyone, but only practiced by a few. This secret has been known by the greatest achievers, the most successful people, the most fulfilled individuals throughout history. And if you truly embrace this secret, if you really implement it in your life, I promise you, 2026 will not be just another year. It will be the year everything changes. It will be the year you finally break through. It will be the year you look back on and say, "That's when my life truly began." You know what I've noticed. People approach change completely wrong. They focus on the wrong things. They put their energy in the wrong places. And that's why they fail. That's why their resolutions die. That's why their transformations never happen. Let me explain what I mean. When most people want to change their lives, they start with goals. Big, ambitious, exciting goals. And goals are important, don't get me wrong. But goals alone are not enough, because here's what happens. You set a goal. Let's say you want to lose 20 kilograms this year. Beautiful goal, but then what? You join a gym on January 2nd. you feel pumped, you work out for a week, maybe 2 weeks, you're feeling great, you're feeling motivated, but then one day you wake up and it's raining. You don't feel like going to the gym. I'll go tomorrow. You tell yourself tomorrow comes, you're tired from work. I'll go the day after. You promise. One missed day becomes two. Two becomes a week. A week becomes a month. And by February you've forgotten about the gym entirely. Your goal is still there, written in your journal, saved on your phone. But it's just words now, empty words, unfulfilled promises. Abandoned dreams. Does this sound familiar? Of course it does. Because this is the story of 95% of people who set goals. So what went wrong? The goal was clear. The intention was genuine. The desire was strong, but something was missing, and that something, my friends, is what I call the secret to changing your life. But before I reveal that secret, I need you to understand why we fail. I need you to understand the real problem, because if you don't understand the disease, you cannot appreciate the cure. So let me take you deeper into this. Let me show you what's really happening when our attempts at change fail. And I promise you, this understanding alone will be life-changing. The fundamental problem, my dear friends, is this. We live in a culture of quick fixes. We want instant results. We want transformation without effort. We want the destination without the journey. We've been conditioned by our modern world to expect immediacy. We order food, it arrives in 30 minutes. We want entertainment, we stream it instantly. We have a question, we Google it and get answers in seconds. Everything in our world is fast, instant, immediate. And we've unconsciously started believing that life change should also be fast, instant, immediate. But here's the truth that nobody wants to hear. Real change is not instant. Real transformation is not quick. Real growth is not easy. The things that matter most in life, the things that truly change us, require time, effort, consistency, and patience. But we don't have patience anymore. We've lost the ability to delay gratification. We've lost the capacity to stick with something when it gets difficult, boring, or uncomfortable. Let me give you an example that illustrates this perfectly. Imagine you plant a bamboo seed, you water it every day, you take care of the soil, you ensure it gets sunlight, days pass, weeks pass, months pass, nothing happens, no growth, no sprout, nothing visible. 1 year passes, still nothing. 2 years pass, nothing. 3 years pass, nothing. 4 years pass, still absolutely nothing. Now, most people would have given up by now. This seed is dead. They'd say, I'm wasting my time, they'd conclude. But if you keep watering, keep caring, keep nurturing, something miraculous happens in the 5th year. The bamboo shoots up, and in just 6 weeks it grows 90 feet tall. 90 feet in 6 weeks. Now, here's the question. Did the bamboo grow 90 feet in 6 weeks, or did it grow 90 feet in 5 years? The truth is, all those years when nothing was visible above the ground, everything was happening below the ground. The bamboo was developing a massive, strong root system that would eventually support its incredible growth. My friends, this is exactly how real life change works, but we don't understand this. We plant our seed of change on January 1st. We water it for a week, maybe 2 weeks. We don't see immediate results. We don't see visible growth, and we conclude this isn't working, I'm wasting my time, and we abandon the seed, we give up, we quit. Just when the roots are beginning to develop, just when the real work is happening beneath the surface, just before the breakthrough, but there's another problem equally damaging, and that's the problem of complexity. We make change too complicated, we overthink it, we overplan it, we try to change everything at once. Let me paint a picture you'll recognize. It's January 1st. You're pumped. You're motivated. You've decided this is your year. So, you make a list, a long list. You're going to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. You're going to meditate for 30 minutes. You're going to exercise for an hour. You're going to eat only healthy food. No sugar, no processed food, no junk. You're going to read for an hour every day. You're going to learn a new skill. You're going to spend quality time with family. You're going to work on your side business. You're going to journal every night. You're going to practice gratitude. You're going to drink 8 glasses of water. The list goes on and on. Now tell me honestly, how long can you maintain all of this? 1 day, maybe 2 days, perhaps 3 days, unlikely, a week, almost impossible. You see, you've set yourself up for failure because you're trying to change your entire life overnight. You're trying to become a completely different person in 1 day. And it doesn't work, it cannot work, it will never work. Here's what happens instead. You manage the intense routine for 2 or 3 days. You're exhausted, but you push through. Then you miss one thing. Maybe you don't wake up at 5 a.m. one morning, and that one miss makes you feel like a failure. I've already broken my commitment. You think, what's the point? So you skip meditation, then you skip exercise, then you eat junk food, and within a week, you're back to your old routine entirely. Not because you lack discipline, not because you lack desire, but because you tried to do too much, too fast, too soon. You tried to climb the entire mountain in 1 day instead of taking 1 step at a time. And this, my friends, is why most people never change. They misunderstand how change actually works. They don't know the secret. And without the secret, they're just spinning their wheels, burning energy, getting nowhere. There's one more problem I need to address before I give you the solution. And this problem is perhaps the most subtle, yet most destructive of all. It's the problem of identity. You see, most people try to change their behavior without changing their identity. They try to change what they do without changing who they are. Let me explain. You want to lose weight, so you go on a diet. But deep inside, you still see yourself as an overweight person. You still identify as someone who struggles with food. You still think of yourself as someone who lacks discipline. So what happens? You might lose some weight through sheer willpower and restriction. But because your identity hasn't changed, you eventually revert back. Because your actions will always align with your identity. You want to become wealthy, so you start saving money and investing, but deep inside, you still have a poverty mindset. You still see yourself as someone who never has enough. You still identify as someone who's always struggling financially. So what happens? Even if you make some money, you'll find ways to lose it. You'll sabotage your own success. Because your identity hasn't changed, this is the deepest problem. This is why surface-level change never lasts. This is why New Year's resolutions fail. Because we're trying to change the fruit without changing the root. We're trying to change the behavior without changing the belief. We're trying to change the doing without changing the being. So now, my dear friends, let me share with you the secret. The real secret to changing your life in 2026. Are you ready? Here it is. The secret is not in setting bigger goals. The secret is not in finding more motivation. The secret is not in having more willpower. The secret to changing your life in 2026 is this: small, consistent actions repeated over time, rooted in a new identity. That's it. That's the secret. Simple, right? But let me break it down for you because there's profound wisdom in each part of this secret. First, small actions, not big, dramatic, overwhelming actions. Small actions, tiny actions, micro actions, actions so small that they seem almost insignificant, actions so easy that you cannot fail. Why? Because small actions are sustainable. You can do them every day, regardless of how you feel, regardless of your circumstances. If you want to start exercising, don't commit to working out for an hour every day. That's too big. You'll fail instead. Commit to 10 push-ups every morning. Just 10. That's it. So small, so easy. You can do it even on your worst day. If you want to start reading, don't commit to reading for an hour every day. That's too ambitious. You'll fail. Instead, commit to reading just 2 pages every night before bed. Just 2 pages. So small, you can do it even when you're exhausted. You see the pattern: small, achievable, sustainable. Now the second part: consistent. This is where the magic happens, my friends. Consistency is the most underrated, undervalued, underappreciated quality in personal development. We're obsessed with intensity. We want to go all in, burn bright, push hard. But intensity without consistency is worthless. In fact, intensity without consistency is harmful because it leads to burnout, failure, and giving up. Let me tell you something. It's better to do 10 push-ups every single day for a year than to do 100 push-ups once and then quit. It's better to read 2 pages every single day for a year than to read an entire book in one weekend and never read again. Because consistency is what creates transformation. Consistency is what builds the root system. Consistency is what compounds over time. You know what's fascinating? If you improve by just 1% every day, do you know where you'll be at the end of the year? Not 100% better. You'll be 37 times better. That's the power of consistency. That's the power of compound growth. But if you improve by 50% one day and then do nothing for the rest of the week, you'll actually be worse off. Because inconsistency creates instability. Inconsistency prevents compounding. Inconsistency keeps you stuck in the same place. Now the third part, repeated over time. My friends, you must understand this. Change takes time. There's no way around it. There's no shortcut. There's no hack. You cannot microwave transformation. You cannot instant noodle your way to a better life. Time is the ingredient that cannot be replaced. And this is where most people fail. They do the small actions. They're consistent for a week, maybe 2 weeks, but they don't see results fast enough. They don't see visible change, so they conclude it's not working. And they quit, just like with the bamboo seed. But here's what you need to understand. Change is happening even when you don't see it. Growth is occurring beneath the surface. The roots are developing even when there's no visible plant. You just need to trust the process. You just need to keep going. Research shows that it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit. Not 20. 1 day like the popular myth says. 66 days. That's more than 2 months of consistent action before a behavior becomes automatic. And that's just for a habit to form. For real transformation, for deep change, you're looking at months, even years. But here's the beautiful thing. Those months and years are going to pass anyway. The question is, who do you want to be when they pass? Do you want to be the same person you are today, with the same struggles, the same limitations, the same regrets? Or do you want to be someone transformed, someone evolved, someone who finally broke through? And now, the final and most important part of the secret, rooted in a new identity. This is the game changer, my friend. This is what makes the change permanent. You must shift your identity. You must change how you see yourself. You must transform your self-image. Let me show you how powerful this is. Instead of saying, I want to lose weight, say, I am a healthy person. Instead of saying, I'm trying to quit smoking, say, I am a non-smoker. Instead of saying, I should read more, say, I am a reader. Do you see the difference? One is about what you want to do. The other is about who you are. And here's the key. Once you change your identity, your actions follow automatically. If you truly see yourself as a healthy person, you don't need willpower to eat healthy food. You just do it naturally because that's who you are. If you truly see yourself as a reader, You don't need to force yourself to read. You just do it naturally because that's what readers do. Your identity drives your actions. Your actions reinforce your identity. And this creates a beautiful, powerful, upward spiral of growth and transformation. So how do you change your identity? Through small, consistent actions repeated over time. Every time you do 10 push-ups, you're casting a vote for the identity of I am a fit person. Every time you read 2 pages, you're casting a vote for the identity of I am a reader. Every time you meditate for 5 minutes, you're casting a vote for the identity of I am a mindful person. Each action is a vote. And when you have enough votes, you win the election. You become that person, not because you tried hard, not because you forced yourself, but because that's simply who you are now. Let me give you a practical framework to implement this secret in your life. A framework that will make 2026 your breakthrough year. Are you ready? Here it is. First, choose just one area of your life you want to change. Not 5 areas, not 10 areas, just one. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your finances. Maybe it's your relationships. Maybe it's your career. Maybe it's your personal growth. Choose one. Focus is power. Diffusion is weakness. When you try to change everything, you change nothing. When you focus on one thing, magic happens. Second, define the identity you want to embody in that area. Who do you want to become? Not what do you want to achieve. Who do you want to become? Write it down clearly. I am a healthy person. I am a wealthy person. I am a loving partner. I am a successful professional. I am a growing, learning individual. Make it present tense. Make it definite. Make it identity-based. Third, identify the smallest action that person would take daily. The smallest, easiest, most doable action. An action so small you could do it even on your worst day. If your identity is, I am a healthy person, maybe the smallest action is drinking 1 glass of water every morning. If your identity is, I am a wealthy person, maybe the smallest action is tracking your expenses for 5 minutes every evening. If your identity is, I am a loving partner, maybe the smallest action is giving 1 genuine compliment to your partner every day. Make it tiny, make it easy, make it impossible to fail. Fourth, commit to doing that action every single day for the next 90 days. Not when you feel like it, not when it's convenient, every single day. No exceptions, no excuses, no negotiations, rain or shine, good mood or bad mood, busy or free, every single day. Mark it on your calendar, check it off each day. Create a visual chain of success, and whatever you do, don't break the chain. Fifth, as you do this action consistently, start adding slightly bigger actions, but slowly, gradually, 1 small addition at a time. If you started with 1 glass of water every morning, after 3 weeks, maybe add a 5-minute walk every evening. After another 3 weeks, maybe add 1 serving of vegetables to your lunch. You see the pattern, small, gradual, sustainable. You're building, you're growing, you're expanding, but you're doing it in a way that's manageable, that doesn't overwhelm you, that doesn't set you up for failure. Sixth, and this is crucial, track your progress, not your outcomes, but your actions. Don't track how much weight you've lost. Track how many days you've acted as a healthy person. Don't track how much money you've made. Track how many days you've acted as a wealthy person, because you cannot always control outcomes. Outcomes depend on many factors outside your control, but you can always control your actions. And when you consistently control your actions, the outcomes take care of themselves. Create a simple tracker, a journal, a calendar, an app, whatever works for you, and every day Mark whether you completed your identity-based action. Every mark is a vote for your new identity. Every mark is proof that you're becoming the person you want to be. And here's what's beautiful. Over time, as you see the accumulation of marks, as you see the chain of success growing longer and longer, something shifts inside you. You start believing in yourself. You start trusting yourself. You start knowing deep in your bones that you are becoming this person because the evidence is right there in front of you. Now, my dear friends, I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds too simple. This sounds too easy. Can real change really come from such small actions? And I understand your skepticism. We've been conditioned to believe that big results require big actions. That transformation requires dramatic overhauls. That change has to be hard, painful, intense. But I'm here to tell you that's a lie. That's the exact lie that keeps you stuck. That's the mindset that leads to failure. The truth is this: small actions, done consistently over time, lead to extraordinary results. But big actions done sporadically lead nowhere. Let me prove it to you mathematically. If you improve by 1% every day, by the end of the year, you're 37 times better. But if you improve by 100% one day and then do nothing for the rest of the month, you're actually worse off than when you started. The power is not in the size of the action. The power is in the consistency of the action. The power is in the compounding of the action. Small and consistent beats big and sporadic, every single time without exception. And here's another thing you need to understand. Starting small doesn't mean staying small. Starting small means building a foundation. Starting small means creating momentum. Starting small means establishing trust with yourself. Once you prove to yourself that you can do the small thing consistently, you naturally want to do more. You naturally expand, you naturally grow. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts tiny, almost insignificant, but as it rolls it picks up more snow. It grows bigger, it gains momentum, and eventually it becomes massive, unstoppable, transformative. But it all started with that tiny snowball at the top of the hill. That's what your small, consistent actions are. They're the tiny snowball, and 2026 is the hill. All you need to do is start rolling. Keep rolling and watch what happens. Now, I want to address something important. You will face obstacles. You will face challenges. There will be days when you don't feel like doing your small action. There will be days when life throws you a curveball. There will be days when you fail, and that's okay. That's part of the journey. But here's what you must understand. Missing one day is not failure. Failure is missing one day and then giving up entirely. If you miss one day, you haven't lost. You've just encountered a setback, a small bump in the road, and what do? You get back on track the very next day. You don't wait for Monday, you don't wait for next month, you don't wait for the perfect time to restart. You just do your small action the next day, and you keep going. The most successful people are not those who never fail. They're those who fail and keep going anyway. They're those who stumble and get back up. They're those who understand that the path to success is not a straight line but a zigzag, full of ups and downs, wins and losses, progress and setbacks. But through it all, they keep moving forward. They keep taking their small, consistent actions. They keep voting for their new identity, and eventually, inevitably, they become the person they set out to become. Let me share with you a powerful mindset shift that will help you when things get tough. When you face a challenge, when you're tempted to quit, when you don't feel like continuing, ask yourself this question: Am I the kind of person who gives up when things get hard? And then answer it, no. I am the kind of person who keeps going. I am the kind of person who persists. I am the kind of person who honors their commitments to themselves. You see, you're not just taking action. You're defining yourself. You're creating your identity. You're deciding who you are. And once you decide who you are, your actions align with that identity. This is the secret within the secret. This is the metal, evil, that most people miss. Every action you take is a statement about who you are. Every choice you make is a declaration of your identity. So choose wisely, act intentionally, vote consistently for the person you want to become. I also want to give you another powerful tool. It's called the 2-day rule, and it's simple but effective. You're allowed to miss 1 day of your small action. Life happens. You might get sick. You might have an emergency. You might just have a really tough day. That's okay. Miss 1 day, but never miss 2 days in a row. Never, because missing 1 day is an exception. Missing 2 days is the beginning of a new habit. The wrong habit. The habit of quitting. So if you miss 1 day, make absolutely sure you do your small action the next day, no matter what. Even if you do it imperfectly, even if you do a smaller version of it, just do something. Keep the chain alive, keep your identity intact. This 2-day rule has saved countless people from giving up. It's the difference between a temporary setback and permanent failure. Use it, honor it. It will serve you well. Now, let me paint a picture of what your life could look like by the end of 2026 if you implement this secret. Imagine it's December 31st, 2026. You're sitting down, reflecting on the year, and you realize something extraordinary. You've completely transformed, not through one dramatic moment, not through one huge effort, but through small, consistent actions repeated every single day for 12 months. If you chose health as your focus, you're now 30 or 40 kilograms lighter. Your energy levels are through the roof. Your clothes fit differently. Your confidence has soared. Your health markers have improved, and people are asking you, what's your secret? And you smile and say, small, consistent actions. If you chose finances as your focus, you've saved a significant amount of money this year. You've paid off debt. You've started investing. Your relationship with money has completely changed. You no longer stress about bills. You feel in control. You feel empowered. And you're on a clear path to financial freedom. If you chose relationships as your focus, your marriage or partnership has deepened. The daily compliments, the small acts of love, the consistent presence have created a bond stronger than ever. Or maybe your relationship with your children has transformed. Those few minutes of focused attention every day have made them feel seen, heard, valued, and your family life is richer, warmer, more fulfilling. If you chose career as your focus, you've developed a new skill through daily practice. You've become known as the person in your field for that expertise. Opportunities have opened up, promotions have come. Or maybe you've successfully launched your side business because you worked on it for just 30 minutes every single day. And now it's generating income, creating possibilities, opening doors. If you chose personal growth as your focus, you've read 24 books this year by reading just 2 pages every day. You've meditated for over 6,000 minutes by meditating just for 5 minutes daily. You've journaled 365 entries by writing just a few sentences each night. And you're more self-aware, more grounded, more at peace than ever before. This is not fantasy, my friends. This is reality. This is what happens when you understand and implement the secret. This is what 2026 can be for you, not through magic, not through luck, but through small, consistent actions rooted in a new identity. And here's what's even more beautiful. By the end of 2026, these actions won't feel like effort anymore. They'll feel natural. They'll feel like part of who you are, because you will have changed your identity. You will have become that person, and the actions will flow from your being, not from your willpower. This is sustainable change. This is permanent transformation. This is the secret to not just changing your life in 2026, but changing your life forever. So, my dear friends, here's my challenge to you. Here's my invitation. Here's my call to action. Before this day ends, before you go to bed tonight, I want you to do something. Take out a piece of paper or open a note on your phone and write down the answers to these questions. Question 1. Which area of my life do I most want to change in 2026? Be specific, be honest, choose just one. Question 2. What identity do I want to embody in this area? Write it as I am. Statement, make it present tense, make it powerful. Question 3. What is the smallest daily action that person would take? Make it so small you cannot fail. Make it so easy you can do it even on your worst day. Question 4. Am I willing to commit to this action every single day for the next 90 days? Be honest with yourself. If the answer is no, make the action smaller until the answer is yes. Write these answers down. Keep them somewhere you'll see them every day, and then tomorrow morning take that first small action. Cast your first vote for your new identity. Start your journey of transformation, but don't do this alone, my friends. Find someone who will do this journey with you. A friend, a family member, a colleague, someone you trust. Share your commitment with them. Ask them to check in with you weekly. Ask them to hold you accountable. And offer to do the same for them, because transformation happens in community, growth happens in relationship, success happens when we support each other. Don't try to do this alone. The journey is too challenging. The obstacles are too many, but together we can do this. Together we can transform. Together we can make 2026 the year everything changes. I also want you to document your journey. Take a photo of yourself today. Write down how you feel right now, what your life looks like right now, what your struggles are right now. Put this in an envelope, seal it. Write on it open on December 31, 2026. Because when you open that envelope at the end of the year, when you see that photo, when you read those words, you won't believe the transformation. You'll be amazed at how far you've come. You'll be proud of the person you've become. And you'll have concrete, tangible proof that small, consistent actions really do change lives. This documentation is not just sentimental. It's motivational. It's inspirational. It's proof. And there will be moments this year when you doubt. When you wonder if this is working. When you question whether you're making progress. And in those moments, you'll be able to look back at where you started. You'll be able to see the distance you've traveled. You'll be able to remind yourself that yes, this is working. Yes, you are changing. Yes, you are becoming. Here's another powerful practice I want you to implement. At the end of each month, spend 15 minutes reflecting. Ask yourself, did I cast votes for my new identity this month? What percentage of days did I complete my small action? What obstacles did I face? How did I overcome them? What did I learn about myself? How can I improve next month? This monthly reflection is critical. It helps you course correct. It helps you learn from your experience. It helps you continuously improve your approach. And most importantly, it helps you see your progress. Because progress is often invisible in the day-to-day, but when you zoom out and look at the month as a whole, the progress becomes visible, undeniable, motivating. And here's one more thing: celebrate your wins. Every single one. Did you complete your small action today? Celebrate it. Did you complete it for 7 days straight? Celebrate it. Did you complete it for 30 days? Really celebrate it. We're so quick to criticize ourselves when we fail, but we rarely celebrate ourselves when we succeed. Change that pattern. Acknowledge your efforts. Appreciate your consistency. Celebrate your votes for your new identity. This positive reinforcement is powerful. It makes the journey enjoyable. It makes you want to continue. It creates a positive association with your new behavior. And over time, you'll find yourself looking forward to your small daily action, not because you have to do it, but because you want to do it. Because it makes you feel good, because it's part of who you are. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but what if I've failed before? What if I've tried to change many times and failed? What if I don't believe I can do this? And to you, I say this. Your past does not define your future. Your previous failures do not determine your future success. Every day is a new opportunity. Every moment is a chance to start fresh. Yes, you've failed before. We all have, but that was then. This is now. And now you have the secret. Now you understand how change really works. Now you have a framework that's sustainable, achievable, realistic. This time is different because you're approaching it differently. You're not trying to change everything overnight. You're not relying on motivation or willpower. You're implementing small, consistent actions rooted in a new identity. This is the approach that works. This is the approach that lasts. This is the approach that transforms lives. So give yourself permission to try again. Give yourself permission to believe again. Give yourself permission to succeed, because you deserve transformation. You deserve growth. You deserve to become the person you're meant to be. My dear friends, as I come to the close of this message, I want to leave you with one final thought. One final truth that I hope will stay with you throughout 2026 and beyond. Here it is. You are not behind. You are not late. You have not missed your chance. Yes, maybe you're not where you thought you'd be by now. Maybe you've wasted years. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe you've let opportunities pass. But none of that matters anymore, because you cannot change the past. You can only create the future, and your future starts today. Your transformation begins now. This very moment is the beginning of your new life. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not next month, now. And the beautiful thing about starting now is that a year from now, you'll wish you had started today. So start today. Don't wait. Don't delay. Don't make excuses. Start today. The secret to changing your life in 2026 is not complicated. It's not mysterious. It's not reserved for special people with special abilities. It's available to everyone. It's available to you. Small, consistent actions repeated over time, rooted in a new identity. That's it. That's the secret. And now you know it. Now you have it. Now the only question is, will you use it? Will you implement it? Will you commit to it? I believe you will. I believe in you. I believe in your potential. I believe that 2026 can be the year your life changes forever. But my belief in you is not enough. You must